light of the newly constructed Ikoku flyover, Azikiwe and Ilabuchi.
Though vigilantes expressed dismay over the removal of these generators servicing the aforementioned area by the Ministry of Power, the criminals are now taking advantage of the darkness of the area, that more of this light is needed in the state. It scares criminals from their criminal activities. When these lights are on, criminals hardly commit crime in such areas, as their identity will be seen and known even from a far distance.
He further called on the State Ministry of Power to clarify the removal of the generators and fix the 40 street lights in the state.
Though vigilantes use this medium to call on the Ministry of Power to see it as their sole responsibility to go around the state and fix the ones that are bad for sustainability instead of removing existing ones without proper communication to the people, that such communication breach has brought many rumors of negative accusations against the ministry on the removal of such generators and their whereabouts. That the light, when it is put on, beautify the states. The light itself is a security on its own.
The River State Ministry of Power is expected to speak on this. At least two people were injured following a road accident involving a vehicle and a delivery bike along the Eliozu to Air Force access of the GU Ake Road in Port Harcourt. An eyewitness narrated what happened.
Motor just fair break. He just match. That time he match, the motor can't tumble with one pole, can't tumble go the other side. One motor like that, that driver, this thing, bike man, can't hold brake for far. So turn brake. To hold brake, the motor just tumble, hit him. One trailer can't match brake for far, can't hit the bike. He want hit the bike man, so he no hit him, but he just fall down. The motor can't hit him.
It comes about 5 days after the Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC River State's Sector Command flagged off its 2023 Ember Months Road Safety Campaign in Port Harcourt. The police have denied issuing any transport restrictions along several routes in River State. It followed a viral WhatsApp message claiming that the DPO of Transamadi Police Division, Oginiwa, issued the transport restrictions. But in a statement, the police spokesperson in the state, Grace Iringa Koko, said the Transamadi Police Division only adjusted certain strategies to combat and clamp down on some criminal hideout. The statement said the objective is to improve security in the area. The statement urged the public to continue their lawful activities. Now, away from that, as the flash floods in Mbolu, Rumibo access of the East-West Road in Port Harcourt Metropolis persist, a civil engineer, Chinedu Okoye, who is a former employee at Julius Berger, says the government cannot be blamed for the flooding at the Mbolu, Rumibo access.
If you ask me, I'll say the government did their parts, because from Rumibo Junction straight down to Mbolu, the plan was to have a drainage there. There's no drain, there's no collector drain along that east-west road. But very close to Mbolu Junction, there is a channel, a proposed channel that we plan to channel branch of the water straight on, but the residents there refused. So the Ministry of Works intervened all to no avail. What else will we do as a company? We just had to work on the part of the drain where we could.
Mr. Okoye said the then Commissioner of Works, Mr. Kelvin Wachukwu, during 2015, when Julius Berger was contracted to work on the road, had made efforts to properly channel the drainages, but the residents of the area opposed his good gesture.
As we were seeing the case, some certain empty places that were even on the natural parts, buildings started springing up from there and all that. So to me, I say the government did their part. So not constructing that drain and channeling it off, I think to me was one of the major things that started off that would have, if the drain was done, it wouldn't have been like this.
Also speaking on the flash floods in the River State capital, an expert surveyor and project manager, Sokepi Remabili, said poor drainage systems and blockages remain the primary causes of flooding.
What happens in Port Harcourt is a lot of land management stuff goes on. Even if you see a gutter in the plan, you may not see a gutter on ground because people want to sell their land. They want to claim every little space that they see. You tell a typical Port Harcourt man that see this old chunk of your land, want to make a gutter, and the man is looking at you and telling you want to waste his land and his money.
Mr. Abeli noted that people who build on waterways are taking shortcuts and called on the government to enforce a task force to remove such structures.
Generally in Port Harcourt, a lot of people want to cut corners. If you engage a surveyor to do a survey for you for your property and you register that survey, that particular plan will not be registered for reasons like that. So for a plan that is not registered, will not go to urban for proper plan approval. It is now for government to get a task force to sweep these areas out of the state.
Mr. Abeli recommended that the government formulate a comprehensive plan to establish well-connected drainage systems, implement gutters on every street, and demolish houses built on waterways.
Well, I would say that we should go back to the drawing board, engage professionals, and review the plan and come up with a strategy to eliminate and clean up areas that people have built where they are not supposed to build.
Also, a civil servant residing on NTA Apara Link Road, Mr. Timothy Kabari, says he started experiencing flash floods in the area back in 2006. He expressed his concern about the drainage system on Apara Link Road, emphasizing that it does not lead anywhere.
I moved in here around 2003. By 2006, we observed first flood around here. And before 2006, people that lived before me, and even myself for the 3 years or so before then, I didn't see the volume of water I saw 2006. So since then, it's been a recurring activity. I think this year's own was almost like the worst. When they constructed this road, that was during the Amenchi administration. There was two side drainage system, but it didn't go anywhere.
Attributing the increased flooding to ongoing development in the area, Mr. Kabari advised the government to construct proper canals to divert water away from the city.
I think the government should do a proper drainage system. In fact, not only a drainage system, because some of the drainage system in Port Harcourt goes nowhere. Water flows nowhere. So I think government should do a canal. Open canal can solve this problem, linking major water bodies where this water can naturally flow to. So I am also aware that some people must have built on the waterways. But no, there's nothing government cannot do. It's a project. If you can do a road that worth billions, I think this is something worth doing, and you can still take the glory for it.
Still to come, Senate calls for unbundling of INEC. Stay with us.
The executive chairman of HA local government
Communities in River State have been urged to join hands to eliminate poverty in River State. Speaking at the flag-off of the Light Up Nigeria Project 2023, held in Degema local government area, the national coordinator of the initiative, Prince Atoma, said the public-private partnership program is aimed at poverty elimination and providing easy banking access to communities in Nigeria. Mr. Atoma said the project would provide soft loans for farmers to grow their farm produce, boost small-scale businesses, and promote the exportation of locally grown farm products in Nigeria.
We are going to the 774 local government area in Nigeria. We are going to all the 23 local government here in River State. The Light Up Nigeria project, we are going to boost wealth creation, create an environment of skills-driven to create development, employable skills, business skills. Those of them who don't have anything to do, they will train them. And by so doing, they will start their own businesses. By the time we engage this youth into profitable business, we will say that we don't need to be buying arms and ammunition to destroy our own people. We believe that by the time we introduce this program to Degema, that it will light up minds of Degemans.
On the spot, the Baker 8th Ono Oya Eke of Udekana in Degema Kingdom, King Ruben Zakaria, called for support from the state government and other stakeholders to boost agriculture and drive development in Degema Kingdom.
My appeal to him is to come and see the farm so that he could assist me develop it to the point that it will help others to grow as well. It will be gladdening to see that tomorrow people are happy. Otherwise, there will be a lot of suffering. Today marks a point in the development of Degema when we shall start to grow from where we were. We have not had it like this before. A new thing shall come up in Degema. We are appealing to you that come and help us develop and grow for tomorrow.
Some indigents of the Degema Kingdom spoke on this.
Having been here for this program, we thank you for having brought this program for us. We pray that it brings good, real good, not artificial one, or real good to the Degema community.
Loan when Light Up Nigeria won't give.
It go help for it. The idea where they carry come is good. It makes sense.
Thank you. Everything good one and it can do us now. Everything good.
A highlight of the event was the visit to the King's Industrial Farm and the opening of bank accounts for the residents of various commercial banks as partners of the project. Former Archbishop John Cardinal Onayeko has accused the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, of not being honest in the conduct of the 2023 elections. The Cardinal said this in Port Harcourt over the weekend.
Refuse to be told that this is Nigeria, meaning this is a place where nothing works. We should refuse to agree that this is a country where certificates are forged and it is okay. We should refuse to accept a situation where elections are rigged and you are told to go to court. These things have consequence. Jesus says, you shall know the truth and the truth will make you free. Accept that they have a heavy trust deficit and nothing wrong with admitting that things when it didn't go so well.
The cleric called on all those who deceived Nigerians during the last elections to apologize to them.
When I hear Professor Mahmoud on television, even yesterday, telling us that everything went perfectly well in January, I shed tears. He knows he was not telling the truth. If we don't tell the truth, we will not move forward. I'm a religious person and I keep praying to God to forgive us and to show us the truth. Because if we tell the truth, this will move fast. Nigerians are wonderful. And I still hope that things will move fast. Whatever judges may decide, whatever courts may say, at the end of the day, the truth will make us free.
Meanwhile, the Senate is calling for the unbundling of INEC to improve efficiency of the electoral body. In a communique issued at the end of its retreat in Ikodepene, Akwa Ibom State, the Senate also resolved to make electronic transmission of results mandatory for the next general elections in 2027, including uploading of polling unit level results and result sheets used at different levels of result collation. The National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has denied recruiting underage Nigerians. Photos of children dressed as the agency's recruits surfaced online, sparking outrage, with many wondering why the job openings were offered to children and not qualified graduates who needed the job. The trending photos were taken during the passing out parade of 2,500 NDLEA officers. In a statement on its X handle, the NDLEA said those recruits may have small body frames, but they are qualified in terms of academic and age. The NDLEA said such claims by Nigerians would amount to body shaming.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
The UN says 14 more trucks carrying humanitarian aid have reached Gaza, only the second such delivery in more than 2 weeks. The UN's aid chief, Martin Griffiths, said this was another small glimmer of hope for Palestinians, but warned they still need more, much more. Leaders of the US, UK, Canada, France, Germany and Italy have reiterated support for Israel, while issuing a renewed call for civilians' lives to be protected.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Now that's a wrap on the news this morning, but before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. Stakeholders are calling on Governor Fubara to finish setting up his cabinet. A vigilante group is demanding more street lights in River State to curb rising crime in the state. Residents have been blamed for the resurfacing of flash floods in Mbolu axis of East-West Road in Port Harcourt. Said the Senate is calling for the unbundling of INEC for efficiency. And on the foreign scene, Gaza is getting more aid as Western leaders stress the need to protect civilians in Israel-Hamas war. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. You can see pictures and watch videos of news stories when you like us on Facebook and follow us on X at Nigeria Info PH. On Instagram, it's Nigeria Info FM_PH. For any eyewitness report and breaking news, text and send your WhatsApp pictures and videos to our news desk line on 0808-721-7215. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. I am Ifechukwu Moyali. Many thanks for listening.